Alright everybody, so in this video, I put my detective cap on, and I did some research, and I made some graphics to share with you guys some information about the Primal Path and DG, because I think that we actually know almost everything about it, crazy enough. So I'm going to let this video play, and I'm going to remind you guys what kind of happened in this teaser here. So first off, we see this guy here, and what happens is he looks at the moon, and this is an animation that plays to go to Great Ape. And what's interesting is in the Kai sneak we saw an animation for Great Ape, but it was different. You threw the artificial sun into the air, or the artificial moon, sorry. You throw the artificial moon into the air, and you become a Great Ape. So very interesting. And I'll before we get to Super Saiyan 4, I'm gonna show this. Gray said, basically it's an alternative cutscene. We've shown 2 of the 3 alternate cutscenes for Great Ape, which is there's gonna be 3 cutscenes for Great Ape. So I'm not sure what the 3rd one can be. Let me know what you guys think. I want to see your theories for that. But anyway, let's skip ahead. And obviously there is the good old Super Saiyan 4. I did see some comments on how it looks. I think the hair they chose doesn't do it a lot of justice, if I'm being honest. I don't love this hair on Super Saiyan 4. I think this is like Broly hair. I don't think it looks great. Maybe like a different hairstyle would have make the form look better. But I saw some comments about like the aura. The aura could always change. I think the aura looks fine. I think they could do better. I agree, absolutely, they could do better. But we'll see, we'll see. And then, of course, the active technique being super full power Saiyan 4. So we'll get into that. But basically, you see the animation there. I'm gonna pause it there, and because that's all we really need from that. Just a little reminder for you guys. Now, we know about past that we're getting new forms. Every update going forward, every path update, quote unquote, we're getting forward, we're going to be getting new forms for each path, right? So we know that, and we also know that most paths are going to have about 3 forms in them, but some paths are starting off with 2, and we do actually know that the Primal path is one of those, which is going to start out with this path, or this form, the Golden Great Ape. So the first new form is Golden Great Ape, which is confirmed by Chang in January. I found this in the general chat. He confirmed it. So I do want to clarify before we go forward. A lot of information isn't confirmed. This wasn't confirmed to us recently in a trailer. This is information I dug up about what the devs said in the general chat or in other chats in the server. So this is all public information. They threw this all out there in the public, and they weren't really like trolling or anything. Like, this is genuine information that they just kind of spoke about and no one really talked about because only, like, you know, a couple people were involved in the conversation or something. But I would take it with a grain of salt, but I think a lot of it is also accurate. So we'll see, right? But basically, the first new form is gonna be Golden Great Ape, and no, it's not only Golden Great Ape. Obviously, we are getting Super Saiyan 4. That's what this trailer showed, and we're also getting another form. I'll get into that. But before we go into that, this is the passive for the Primal path. So the entire path, every path basically is going to give you a new passive. And Primals gives you a 1% temporary damage buff boost to all damage per kill up to 40%. So all your supers, all your basic attacks, melee key, ultimates, everything that does damage is getting boosted. So every kill you get up to 40 kills for 40%. This resets if you die, and it goes down by 1% every minute. While in combat, every 30 seconds you gain an additional 2% damage up to 20%. So, pretty much, this is insane. You can get up to 60% damage at full power, which is crazy. So moving on. Obviously, we know that. So the first actual form, so I guess the second new form, right, is Super Saiyan 4. Of course, we saw it in the trailer here. If I go back to it right here, it's good old Super Saiyan 4 right there. And the active. So forms are basically getting things called active techniques or active skills or technique skills, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much, Super Saiyan 4s is going to be a transformation. Now that begs to question, what other forms are we getting as actives, right? I saw some people theorizing that Frieza's would get 100% as like an active skill, which I think that makes sense. I theorized maybe Saiyan's Super Saiyan could get like an active for a Super Vegeta, like or something like that. I think that would be really cool. Let me know what you guys think as well. It could be other actives that could change the form. I did see some people saying Blue Kaioken being one, which totally makes sense to me, right? But yeah, so the active for Super Saiyan 4, and by the way, we do know that not every active is a form. So for example, Super Saiyan God's active is God Bind, which is a move. It's a crazy OP move, apparently. But moving on, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 is the active. I'll get... did I not... Where's my picture for Full Power Super Saiyan 4? What the heck, man? I just forgot to make one, or something, or... I don't know. Anyway, the active is Full Power Super Saiyan 4. We don't know what it does yet. So this is a mystery to us still. It is probably just going to be like a straight buff, and might have some kind of downgrade to it. We don't know, but that's how power-ups previously worked. It was typically a buff with a one downgrade. Like, for example, like, after the buff wears off, you, like, lose some stamina regeneration or something like that. I don't know. Like, just something stupid like that, right? That was, like, the old power-up system, so if this is any similar, it might be something like that. Or it might just be a straight temporary buff. But we saw a whole cutscene for it, too. So it's basically an entire new form inside of the form. Is basically what it is. And if you don't know what Full Power Super Saiyan 4 is, I should probably show what that is real quick. I'm sorry I didn't pull something up. So basically this is Full Power Super Saiyan 4. Right here specifically, or this specifically, right? It kind of has this like red outline, and the hair looks a little sharper in some instances of it, right? But that's basically Full Power Super Saiyan 4. So next is a skin for Super Saiyan 4, which is the Daima skin. So if you are body type 4 for male characters, and body type 3 for female characters, you will get Super Saiyan 4 Daima. And if you don't know what body type you are, or you want to switch, or say you really want Daima, but you don't know what body type you have, or you know you have the wrong one, or vice versa, if you don't want Daima, but you think you have 4, body type 4, they will drop a code, supposedly, is what Gray said in the Q&A. Some sort of, like, code to reset your look. So that's good. So that way you can at least choose which one you get, right? So that's nice. Anyway, moving on. The third new form. So this is also confirmed. This is Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4. This is from Dragon Ball Heroes. And this was confirmed by Chang in March. So I found this in the general chat. I think it wasn't the general chat. It was like a thread about the path forms. And Chang says a lot of stuff in that thread. But among them is kind of confirming that this is the equivalent to Super Saiyan Blue for Super Saiyan 4. He says that word for word. Again, whether or not he's referring specifically to the game or not, I think he is, because that's a weird comparison to make, in my opinion. But this is kind of like, if Super Saiyan 4 is equal to Super Saiyan God, which in DBOG, or in Dragon Generations, it is, this form, Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, is equal to Super Saiyan Blue in Dragon Generations. And that makes perfect sense to me why this would be the quote-unquote second form in the path, however, being the third new form because it started with 2, right? So this would be path update number 2, so this wouldn't come out with the initial update, most likely, right? As far as we know. So yeah, that is the second form. Now, obviously, we don't know if this is going to have its own passive. This passive, by the way, for Super Saiyan, the Primal Path passive, this isn't just when you're in form. Gray confirmed, this is all the time. This is a new passive you get in all your forms. So I'd assume not every form is going to have a passive. This is the passive, right? Sorry. This is the passive, right? So, yeah. It could have an active, though, right? So, who knows? Anyway, Now, this is the part of the video where there is some theorizing. I personally haven't found any confirmation of Super Saiyan 5. Maybe if I looked deeper, I would find it. Honestly, I don't want to look deeper. I want to keep a little surprise. I'll let you guys dig deeper and see if you guys can come up with anything. But obviously I said it, Super Saiyan 5. I honestly, like, at first I was like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna do Super Saiyan 5. And then it turned into a, guys, I think that they're gonna do Super Saiyan 5. And then it turned into, I really think there's gonna be a Super Saiyan, like, I think it's like a 90% chance that Super Saiyan 5 is the third and final form in the Primal path. Now, if you're wondering if this is even a thing, it is technically a thing, like, in Dragon Ball, like, it is kind of official Dragon Ball. It's not really official Dragon Ball, but the guy who made it is literally Toyotaro, who writes Dragon Ball Super now. Since he's been writing it with Toriyama, right? But obviously Toriyama passed away, rest in peace. Now Toyotaro is in charge of the manga for Dragon Ball Super. And so this is even more official now than it was before, right? However, and this is officially recognized by, like, so many fan games. Like, this is like the most popular, like, fan forum ever. It has to be, right? Like, it really is. Like, there is so much mystique behind this. And I really do think that this could be the final form in the path, right? Obviously, I can see them not doing this because it's not totally official Dragon Ball, right? But I also can just see them doing this. It's very much so, like, if they wanted to, they absolutely very easily could. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. Do you guys think that they're going to drop Super Saiyan 5? I'm not sure. I am 90% confident, though, that they will. And another reason I do think that this could be a drop that they're doing is because Gray said, I believe he said in the Q&A, he said, we found a way with the Primal Path to where we think everybody will be happy. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Because they've covered all bases. People who wanted Golden Great Ape, they have Golden Great Ape. People who've wanted Super Saiyan 4, obviously they're getting Super Saiyan 4. People who wanted full power Super Saiyan 4 are getting it in the active skill. People who wanted Daima are getting Daima. It's a skin. And obviously, this is basically confirmed. People who want this are getting this. What other form could it be? Because we have every official form of Super Saiyan 4, and before you say Super Saiyan 4 full power is different than, like, Ultra full power Super Saiyan 4, which, yeah, literally, yes, those are, like, kind of two different things. But, like, in the same thread that Chang is kind of talking about this, he kind of confirms that that is a thing in the game. He kind of says, like, full power Super Saiyan 4, quote unquote, like how you would think it, not like this thing, right? Not this active, but the other version of it, is just kind of a mastered Super Saiyan 4. And so he doesn't really see it as its own form. Meanwhile, this, I don't have the picture. I'm so mad I don't have the picture, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Full power Super Saiyan 4 is kind of its own form. I mean, Dokkan recognizes it as its own form, right? So, Legends recognizes it as its own form, so it's basically its own form. And so, what else do they do? Like, there's not really much else they could do, right? There's only really, like, all roads lead to Super Saiyan 5, in my opinion. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. That was my ramble. That's everything that we know about the Primal path, and we know basically everything except for the intricacies. Like, we don't know the stats, we don't know how to get it, right? But we do know basically every form in it, right? Like, Golden Great Ape, Super Saiyan 4, Active Skill Full Power Super Saiyan 4, Daima, Limit Breaker. What else is it other than this, right? And I go back to that quote, everyone will be happy. Everyone is involved. This is a large amount of people want this. If you personally don't want this, I understand. I don't really care if we get this or not. I have no real tie to Super Saiyan 5. Like, I don't really care for it too much, but I think it's cool. And if we got it, I would be hype. Yeah, it'd be cool. So, but again, if we didn't get it, I wouldn't be, like, heartbroken, and I wouldn't really care. So, but I really do think, like, what else could it be, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's it for this video, and see you guys next time.